Hi, welcome to this episode of Geeks on the Sofa. Today we talk about the concept of fanboys versus fangirls, whether there is a difference in the way we do fandom, fanish things, whether the industry thinks there is a difference, and I think we all know what the answer to that is. But before I get my proper rant on, just what are your thoughts?
Well, it's clear that there is, and it's the same. It's not just a comic thing; it's a marketing thing. Where boys stuff is blue, girl stuff is pink. Boys get bikes, girls get ponies, that kind of thing. I'd say on a purely neutral perspective, the way that a female gender responds to stories is a lot more character. I'd say relationship, not like lovely fluty flowers, but like interactions between those characters. I'm not saying you don't enjoy a good punch up and a good kind of explodey, but I'd say if you are going to make a slant, lean it that way. I'd say that's responding to a general persona and psychological thing. Don't just make it pink. That's it's not particularly stupid. It's not particularly high level thinking. I mean, we've got people like Gail Simone and stuff. Again, I keep referencing. But then on the guy's side, you've got like Brian Wood, and you've got people who can write supposedly female centric plot arcs. But that doesn't mean that that's the only ones that should be enjoyed. You're a fan. There isn't a difference between fan girls and fan boys. It's just fans of different genders that may enjoy different plot structures a little bit more than others. But it's just one big glorious mess.
I'm bursting with an idea.
Yes.
I have to say this. You keep mentioning Gail Simone, and the reason why you do, there's not enough of that archetype in the industry. So therefore, it's not going to reflect across the kind of stories that are picked, written, marketed. I think that give it 2 generations, let's say, and at some point you're going to have enough people being inspired by Gail Simone to be in places in the industry to affect the way these people are portrayed.
Anyway, we are talking over the
projection. Sorry.
No, it's all right.
Are we wrong? Are we right? Is this coming from a male bias or what?
Well, of course it's coming from a male bias because we can't shed our biases, but I would agree with you in terms of responding more to the character stuff. I've never really interacted with fanboys until a few recent months ago. So, that was an interesting adjustment because I come from a very female way of doing fandom, as in we do a lot of fanfic and slash. Google it, boys. No, really. You'll enjoy that. But aside, obviously there's the actual relationship and stuff. But for me, I like character dynamics, character interaction. So definitely that's why I love Civil War, even though there were a lot of problems with the plot and things making sense, because it was like actually the story of just Steve and Tony breaking up. But but it's like I don't need a story to be female-centric to enjoy it. I definitely
And it's not like as a guy, I don't enjoy those storylines too. There's a crossover. It's the industry deciding that there is different camps.
Especially the comics industry, it's deciding treating their female fans like they do not exist. Or when they do something, it's just embarrassing. What was with girl comics, Marvel? I mean, I like the idea of female characters and female creators, but don't just do a token bullshit gesture once every blue moon. Oh, look, we're having female characters on covers, but next week they're going to be fridged, and it's going to be all butt shots, and they're not going to make any sense, and then it's randomly going to be like a sex worker background or whatever. And meanwhile, when we make when we make t-shirts for girls, and I like my comic book t-shirt, but when I try to find something in a girl's cut, the boys have Rock On, Iron Man, whatever. We get my boyfriend is a superhero. Fuck that shit. I don't want to be dating a superhero. If I was going for the wish fulfillment, I want to be a superhero. I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't, hit Tony Stark like the fist of an angry god, but yeah, no.
Let's get a towel and
Anyway,
douse
no,
her
sorry,
down.
sorry.
She's on fire. She's an inferno. But I
What are
have
you
to say,
talking about?
I'm intrigued for 20, 30 years in the future. What will happen
I
when
don't
women
think it
do
should be
get
20. Really, I
I'm
mean,
not-
we should be at that stage now. I
we
don't think.
should, but it's like civil rights. Anything that needs to change a certain culture in society is going to take time to burst through. It will not be a revolution. I don't think. I would like that to be the case, but I think over a couple of generations, we won't even have to be talking about things in this way. Hopefully you're in the future watching this and confirming
It's
that.
already better. I mean, think about the 60s where Jean Grey's main role was to, wheel the Professor X around, and Invisible Girl was Invisible Girl, and it was just thinking about getting married to Reed. And then, Jean Grey basically became the most powerful mutant, or arguably one of the most powerful characters all around in the Marvelverse, and, an invisible woman kicks ass. So
Part of that could be a reaction to making sure that she's seen as a fleshed out character. I mean, you've got to understand some of these reasons why they push certain female characters is just to cover their own back, so they're not seen as sexist or in any way chauvinistic. Whereas the industry in itself will draw her in a way that suggests that she's there to be over that by boys. I'm just saying.
I mean, there is a definite. There's been an increase in female comic readership, but it's still a very male-dominated audience, I would say. It's the ratio is shifting, but because the ratio is shifting, it's throwing these issues into sharp relief.
wow.
And thus it's kind of now the time that action needs to be taken.
On
Because
that, the ratio shifting, there is a lot of pushback from the old guard. As anyone who has ever heard about convention drama and sexual harassment and all of that can
you're
attest,
only dressing geeky to tease us.
Yes, exactly. And it's like, oh no, girls got into our special little treat club. They're gonna give us goodies. So, there is that from the fans, which if you're just a random 15-year-old fangirl in a small town somewhere and you walk into the comic book shop and they're all like, do you want to read some Archie or
To be
some
fair,
manga?
as a 29-year-old male in a large metropolis, I walk into a comic book shop and I am scared.
Yes,
and slightly intimidated anyway.
Exactly
So if I'm feeling
equivalent.
like that as, white power allowed guy,
And the
Good
pushback
God.
is not just from the fans, it's from a lot of the creators, which is basically a lot of them are just overgrown little fanboys, and that's fair enough. If you're just loving something and showing it, but if you're just like showing your random insecure, oh, I never got laid in school, sexist shit, Joe Quesada, up yours.
Yeah, I mean, as a 21-year-old guy, I'd agree with what they're saying. And on that facetious note, thank you for watching Geeks on the Sofa. Please subscribe, like, leave comments. Always leave comments. We get back to you. Check out Versus. It's a great show. I was John.
Sophia.
Sim!
Goodbye.
Bye.